Okay. I think we should be good now. Ivan, can I get a check over there? Can I get a hoya?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and redo the whole thing. Sorry about that for those that did tune in. We're gonna re-roll the intro music and everything. So, yeah, episode 6. Well, I forgot what the show's called. Episode 6 of Nighttime with G. Yeah, we're going live. Okay, well, welcome back to another episode. I have my special guest here, David, and my co-host who is joining us remotely. Where are you joining us from?
What he said 9 places. Hey.
Dude, chill. You're joining us from Laredo, bro. That's the one of you.
Real 9 places.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and let David introduce himself. This is the other father of the fraternity, but the first one actually. The brother to become a father. So, David, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, well, my name is David Lopez. Yes, I have a daughter. She is, I think, 19 months.
I thought you were going to say 19. I was like, David, what? How did she grow up so fast?
Yeah. And my girlfriend, Michaela, she wanted me to shout her out, so I have to.
She's not even watching, bro.
Probably not.
Also, JD, fuck you, bro. I know the editor sucks, bro, but that's all we have money for right now, okay? But yeah. So,
yeah.
Anything else about you?
No, just other than I joined the fraternity in fall of 17.
How long have you known me?
Have
Well,
I
not me
known
and
you?
Ivan, I guess. But
Well,
it's about the
Ivan
same.
since fall 17.
Same thing with me.
Best class in the
Yeah,
Beta Pi chapter.
that's right.
Okay. Okay, so
Who's in this one class? I forgot.
who's what? Who says that all the time?
Who's in this one class again? I
Bro,
forgot.
nobody, dude. That class is dead. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to talk about, and the reason why I brought David, the only reason, just kidding. He is a father, as you mentioned. And what's that like, David? You're, like you said, you were the first one in the friend group to be a father. Like, tell us all the changes you've been through, menopause and all that. I'm just kidding. Tell us all your hormonal imbalances.
I'm glad I don't go through that stuff. Nah, well, I would say it's difficult at times, but it's a lot of fun. It's an eye-opening experience. A lot of new things you can do. What would I say?
Do you want me to ask you questions? I feel like that'll kind of help
Yeah.
explain. Okay. Well, in reality, you're no longer just responsible for yourself, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel that being like an instinct
Yeah, I guess.
that you have somebody else to take?
Yeah, I guess when you, have a child, that really, opens your eyes. 'Cause
Yeah.
Before, I would have never thought about doing all this stuff, like fatherhood and stuff, and having to watch a baby or whatever. But yeah, I would say it's a real eye-opening experience.
Ivan, do you have any questions about me?
Yeah, man. I mean, well, first off, how old is your daughter? Let everybody know how old your daughter is.
This is so bad, I don't even know off the top of my head. So I think she's 19 months. I think she'll be 20 here in a couple of days.
Well, just
Well, no,
backtrack because
she's already 20.
She's
She's already
turning
20 months.
She'll be 24 months or so, 2 years in
In
July,
July.
right? 19.
Yeah.
So backtrack it from
So
that.
yeah, it's 20.
20 years.
Yeah.
1-year-old baby. First question is, did you ever think that you were going to be a father at the age of 24, 23, 24?
No, I never thought that. I thought at least I would be 28.
JD said, just say she's a year old. You remind me of the of the episode of The Hangover, or not The Hangover, the Grown Ups. Whenever the kid still gets breastfed and he's 4,
Oh yeah.
and he's like the guy's like, how old is he?
48 months.
That's 4. Yeah. But damn, dude, David, a whole ass dad, bro. The other day I took a picture of him, bro. He was cruising with Leah,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, damn. I don't see myself on it. It just sounds scary though, because it's like you're literally taking care of another soul. Like it's not just your own life anymore. You're just you have somebody else. But
It was scary at first. Well, when we were up in Austin, it was just scary. Like, and I would go home. Oh, I'd work nights, so I would go in at 5, get off at 2, I believe, or something like that. But it's like, damn, like I would wake up, take care of her, make sure she's fine.
Dude's like, shit. Now I don't have to wipe my own ass. I have to wipe too, bro.
Basically. And
I mean, what was the first thing that went through your mind when Michaela told you that she was pregnant, man?
honestly, I was like, fuck.
Okay.
I think that's okay, but
You say that now, but do
Not
you
very great, but-
remember saying that y'all were planning?
Yeah,
Were y'all planning it though? Like really?
yeah. It was.
You're lying. man, because
But I mean,
yeah, dude,
you can go planning it, and then once you know, like for sure it's happening,
You're like,
you're like, can I back out now? But no, it's still scary. Like even though you're wanting to plan to have a child or not, but
yeah, everything changes. So
Yeah.
we can see that. Yeah. What would you say is the best part about it though?
I guess being able to do activities with her. Just go to the park or go outside and play on her little slide or play with her bubbles.
See her
And,
grow up.
yeah, just see her grow up and all her little achievements like walking, crawling, talking.
She's really smart for her age, bro. Like every time we hang out with them and she's there, she just amazes me at like with everything that she does. And I feel like I say that because I've gone through 3 kids myself. That, I mean, they're not my children, of course, but they're my siblings' kids. And the differences in parenting or whatever is there. And not saying that they're bad parents, but I could see how being there for your kid like shows a significant, especially because like for example, my brother's kids, they had my mom at a younger age than my sister's kid has her now. Like my sister's kid has my mom now at an older age, and it's just like it's just harder, I guess, to raise a child like old and having to switch back and forth to. You got a message from Caleb? I mean, from Leah. Leah said hi, Dada.
Hi, Leah.
But yeah, like I said, just being there for your kid, like I feel like that kind of makes a big difference with everything.
Yeah, I believe so. But on the way over here, Michaela was like, she's going, Dad's going with Uncle Gerardo. She says, Gerardo?
Oh yeah, dude, this weekend, Ivan, she learned how to say my name. Hi, Leah. Shout out to Leah. I mean, of course, it's not like, Gerardo, but it's there. Like Normie was having her say it, and she was saying, yeah. So, dude, it's crazy to know that like by default we're becoming like each other's like aunts and uncles in the friend group. Like I honestly, dude, whenever I heard Michaela call me Uncle Gerardo to Leah, I was crying in the corner, bro. Like I literally was crying in the club, bro. Like it it just felt good because like, I mean, I heard it from my own blood, but it just didn't. Like, I guess you were expected for that to happen, but for somebody to, for a friend to have their kid call you that, it just makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're all brothers.
Yeah, I mean, to
Yeah.
piggyback off
Blood,
of,
but
to piggyback off of that, man, I mean, like, you guys know that I'm a godfather to, my best friend's son, Nicolas Garcia, dude, and it's incredible to just be able to have that kind of honor to be that child's guardian, dude. And I understand what you're saying, Joe. It's insane. It's insane when the parents are willing to push you as like into the family some way or another.
Yeah.
So just the simple title of uncle is amazing, dude. And it's not even blood related, but I think that's why it's so much stronger, because it's not blood related, because it's not an obligation at that point. It's more of a choice, and the fact that you were chosen for that is, I think, it's just incredible, dude.
It is. Yeah, because oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. But anyway, I just threw hearts at Ivan. God. What is it called? Yeah, because dude, not gonna lie though, like I feel bad that with my current nephew, well, the most youngest one, I guess, I haven't been at home as much, but he was also born at the time when I didn't really have to leave. I mean, of course, everyone kind of chooses their own path or whatever, but I had chosen to, or I had been offered an opportunity. I had an opportunity, I guess, to continue my education where I was at, and I was like, okay, screw it, like I'll go from there. And it put me away from him for a while, but I still try my best to call my sister and talk to him and just check in on them, I guess. But it's it definitely feels good to have Leah, and I mean, if anyone gets pregnant or whatever and brings their kid around and they start chill they start having their kid call me an uncle or whatever, like, yeah, I'm gonna be there. Speaking of that, dude, you know who goes crazy for that? Chapo, or Ricardo, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Ricardo loves that, dude. I feel like if this guy could get everyone pregnant, he would, bro. Like like he would want us all pregnant. Just because, I don't know, I feel like that's just his thing. I mean, I don't know if it's because he's the oldest and he hasn't experienced it yet from his siblings, but from being able to experience it from us, like, I feel like it just makes him happy for some reason. So,
I think he really likes kids though.
yeah.
I don't think he shows it, but I think he likes kids.
Yeah, he tries to play tough.
Yeah.
But no, he's a softie. Yeah.
Definitely those kids. But another question for you: what was the first thing that went through your mind when she was born? Like, that's always.
Oh shit.
From
No, just kidding.
Eduardo and I, not. It's like, what was the very first thing when you saw her?
I was like, well, when I first saw her, I was like, I'm gonna have to like raise this child, and like, I mean, during the pregnancy, like I didn't think nothing of it. It's just like we were talking about earlier, about when you find out she's pregnant, it's like, oh, like really, like, gosh. But it's the same thing when she was pregnant. Like, I was like amazed, like, this is actually happening still. But yeah, just basically having to raise her and protect her. That's what I was thinking. And I was like, damn, I wanted to change her diaper too.
It's like I barely wet my own napkin. No, yeah. What about you, Evan? What are you next?
Well, man, y'all know my situation, so not to get like into detail, but God willing, that it is not too soon, but soon enough. Because I think I'm getting to the point where I want to be able to have a family, the next couple of years. And I mean, I can only imagine, David, what it's like to be a father. Same thing for my best friend Hyman. Like, I can only imagine. But to be able to have all of this emotion that I have inside and to give it to Liz is one thing. But she knows that when that day comes and that baby is born, whether it's going to be a boy or a girl, God willing, it's a healthy baby. Yeah, she's second place. She's in the back seat. Ryan Reynolds said it best, and I just saw this recently. He said that he had so much love for his wife, and that the moment that his first child was born, he said, yes, I love this baby so much that I will put my wife as a human shield.
yes.
And it's a definite, without a doubt, man. Even when I was in middle school, I had a social studies teacher in 7th grade. And I think he said it best. He told his wife when he had his kids, he said, look, honey, I love you to death, but if we were to ever get into a car wreck and I can only save you or the kids, I'm sorry, but that's where we part ways. Because my kids come first.
Damn.
And so I think that, like, that one thing, like any other kind of thing that you go through in life, you end up having like certain sayings just stick with you, and it's cemented in, you know, your values and your morals. And I think that one stuck with me. And so Liz knows that if I had to choose between my kids or her, yeah, my kids are always going to come first.
Okay.
Definitely, without it.
And that's how Leah, she's with us. Like, she won't let me hug Michaela or nothing, or let Michaela hug me. She'll push her away.
Girl, man, Daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was saying that though, because I mean, Ivan definitely has a space now that he needs little critters, and I'm not talking about just Chewy, but he needs little critters, crawling around there already. Give the space some more happiness than what it has already.
Definitely having to need Ivan, hell yeah, just walking around.
Just a mini Liz, bro. A mini Ivan. I don't know.
But I bet, David, I bet it's crazy though, man. Like I know that being a parent in parenthood is a fucking experience.
Yeah.
And honestly, congratulations to you. You know, cheers, guys. Like, I mean,
cheers, bro.
The fact that you have a child, and I know that you're gonna take care of her for the rest of your life, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, stop free sponsoring people, man. Cover that shit. We don't do free promotion. Yes, cover it with your whole hand, bro. But if they want to,
oh my, you're back in.
If they want to, though, just hit up the manager. We're open to a sponsorship. Please sponsor, exactly. Modelo Corporation. But yeah. The way? What'd you say?
It's Modelo.
Yeah. But okay, let's lighten up the mood a little bit, and let's kind of go back a little bit. So obviously, you know, people don't know this besides us, but David actually became an Eagle Scout in his youth. Now, were you forced to become one, David? Like, did you want to be a Boy Scout to begin with?
I think I was kind of forced into it, but
Do you regret it too, I guess?
No, I wouldn't regret it. It was actually really fun. Doing little activities, not being at the house all summer or whatever. But at the beginning I was forced. They put me in all these activities, but yeah, they put me in Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Did it teach you more than life itself or even your parents?
Yeah, I would say so. It teaches you a lot of basic skills that you can use. Also how to be a leader. It's almost like, I guess, a fraternity.
I love that.
Where you have someone in charge and you have everybody else underneath you.
Yeah.
And you do these fundraisers or so to become an Eagle Scout, you have to do a service event, and that is where you lead your own project. And you can't do no work. You just delegate tasks to your helpers, basically, or the other Boy Scouts or volunteers or whatever.
Yeah.
And they get the job done, like whatever. So mine was, we built they had a garden center at the Senior Citizens Community Center or something like that, off of Greenwood. They already had a garden, but it was all plants were dead. So my project was to basically plant new plants. I put a border to keep all the soil in and put some rocks. But to start it, you have to raise money through fundraisers or however, donations, and then you move on. You have to get the project approved, and you just complete your task. But yeah, looking back, I enjoyed it. If I had a son, I would probably put him in there just so he can try it. If he wants to stay in, let him stay in or whatever.
Not like mandated, I guess.
Yeah, not mandated.
So you enjoyed it, David?
Yeah, there's a lot of camping. I like camping, being out in the outdoors. We would go camping to Camp Cronqua. It's over there in.
Jay just called his ass out. He's like, "Where was all this when you were service chair?"
I tried.
That's exactly what was in my head.
But Camp Cronqua is where's our river is good going towards San Antonio.
What do you mean, the river?
Not the river. It's or I guess where we get our water from.
The Guadalupe River?
No, it's like in Pascal Island.
Tascassi? No. Georgia's Three Rivers?
No, it's about an hour away.
Florida?
No.
I don't know.
I don't remember where it's at, but we used to shoot bows and arrows, black powder muskets.
As a Eagle Scout? Or
No, the Boy Scouts. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Little BB guns and 22s. The what?
Maybe you did explain, David, but the difference between being a Boy Scout and Eagle Scout, so you're a Boy Scout, but you have to do certain requirements to become an Eagle Scout. And once you become an Eagle Scout, is that just the label, or you still have to put in work after that as well?
So you're technically supposed to put in more work. There's even more ranks, kind of. After Eagle, you get your gold, palm, silver, and bronze, or something like that. But most people, so you
Where are you at?
I just got one. I don't remember if it was bronze or what palm it was. I got one. But once you turn 18, you're done. Like, you can't be in Boy Scouts anymore. So a lot of people will finish their project right before they turn 18 and just get out. But I had a few more months, so I just stayed in and stuck with it.
Okay. Well, what was the name of the camp thing that you went to? Because JD's thinking you said Camp Rock.
It was Camp Cronqua.
Camp Cronqua.
Yeah.
Like the tribe.
Hey, no jumpers.
Not the Demi Lovato one.
No.
That would have been nice, but I don't know. But damn, dude, that's crazy though. So, okay, so I guess that kind of answers my question. Like, I legit thought the Eagle Scout was just another, like, what's the highest it's the highest ranking though. In the
It's the
Boy
highest
Scout,
ranking, yes.
But you just go based off of bronze, silver, and gold.
Yeah.
Platinum too, or just?
No, just those three.
Oh, okay.
But you can
Nice.
get multiple. You can get like 2 or 3 of each one or something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you see the comment?
JD's
He said next stage is at that Quache Scout. But damn, that's crazy. I've always wanted to know about them, I guess, because I mean, dude, I came foreign to this country, but I didn't even know what a jersey was till like middle school, probably. Like I would see jerseys around, the school or whatever, from basketball or even football or whatever, and I just didn't know what they were. But then again, I mean, dude, we literally only had 3 channels on my TV, bro. It was on, off, and PBS, bro. Literally, that's it, dude. So, like I said, I didn't really have much TV, and I think that kind of helped, though, like, trigger my mind a little bit. But when I heard about that stuff in high school, I was like, damn, like, I wish I could have done that. And I feel like that would have helped me come out of my shell a little bit more than. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? I joined the fraternity, so I think that kind of was my my Eagle Scout.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is there a major difference with the boys and the girls, or is it similar processes?
The girls sell cookies and we sell popcorn.
Hell yeah.
No, I guess it's a little different, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same. They do the same stuff. I don't know if they get badges. We used to get badges for
I think so.
doing certain things. Like we had an archery badge where you had to shoot an archery bow and arrow and do so many things and understand.
Would y'all get the badge that what's his name, Russell from Up?
No.
the senior citizen.
No.
I could help you cross your yard. Did you do anything like that, Ivan? Were you a Boy Scout?
No, my dad, I think he did Boy Scout, like, I guess one season or semester. I don't know how it works. I mean, how does it work, David? Is it like a seasonal kind of thing?
I think, well, it's Cub Scouts. That's in middle school or
I think it's elementary.
Elementary.
By the time people were in high school.
Oh yeah, it's elementary, and you got different ranks, and that's by age. And you go to Weebelows, and I think that's by age. And then Boy Scouts just how to get your badges and rank up, basically.
But is it still like just a season?
Just age, I guess. Every year you
would be a new thing. You would be in a new group, I guess.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
Yeah, well, I never did like that. I was always just doing sports. I mean, for me personally, it was growing up. It was t-ball all the way through 8th grade, Little League, and yeah, I mean that was my main sport. Then I hit 6th grade, and that's when I got introduced to Pop Warner for football, and that's when that kicked off. And I stayed with football all the way until my junior year in high school. But when I hit 7th grade, that's when I found I picked my calling, which was discus in track and field. Which, by the way, if you guys never did track and field, my God, track meets were the best. Especially the thrower.
Yeah, I want to try the discus, whatever. Disco.
Discus, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember those meets, bro. Those track meets and whatnot. They were fun.
It was great. Hanging out with a bunch of different friends from a bunch of different schools and school districts, not just different schools in your city. School districts out of town, always having meals fed to you, not like adult life. Now you gotta freaking make meals or buy your own meals. Everything was done in the morning on the bus ride. Tacos in the morning, a buttload, 3 to 4 tacos. Then you had lunch and you had leftovers for anybody that didn't want to eat. So they were always given to the throwers. And then for dinner, going home. To just kind of jump off topic, I had a friend. He was, I think, 2 grades under me. And his older brother was a sophomore or junior with me. And we were throwers. He was a shot put thrower. I was a discus thrower. And his younger brother, Max, that was his name. He did both, but God, this dude can eat. There was one track meet. We had tacos in the morning, like I said. He had the rest of everybody else not want to eat. That was in the rest of that bag. Our coach would load us up, and we would have like 2 to 3 tacos, maybe even 4. This dude, I think, had 5 to himself. Then we had Subway. I'm never gonna forget this day. Then we had Subway, and he had 2 sandwiches, 4 bags of chips, and a whole drink to himself. Then we had water going home, and he had 2 burgers, 3 large fries, onion rings, and a large Coke. And he finished everything. I said, dude, if you keep on eating like that, when we get out of high school, you're gonna be in trouble. You look at him now, motherfucker still eats like that, and he still looks good.
Shit.
So fuck that dude, because that did not happen to me, bro. But you can eat. But that's what our track meets entail. But we threw in the morning, so the rest of the day we had to, you know, just watch everybody else compete and hang out with a bunch of friends. So I think that, you know, sports was my thing. You know, I was never introduced to Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and I mean, even if I did get introduced to them, I don't think I would have gone all the way to Eagle Scout.
Like, sounds
At least
like
for
a
a
name.
person.
No, I'm just kidding. No, dude, we have quite the what's it called? The Eagle Scouts, because I think both Philip and Jacob were. I don't know about Jacob. I don't know about Philip.
But Philip did.
No, I don't know about Philip, but I know when Jacob did get his Eagle Scout. I think.
I thought Jacob
Who
did.
did?
Like, I could have sworn it was
Philip did.
I'm not
No,
too sure.
yeah,
What's
the
that?
way around. It was Philip, the Eagle Scout.
Yeah.
Philip's an Eagle Scout. Jacob, I don't think you guys are Eagle Scout.
Mhm.
I think he did.
I don't think he did.
Well, but then both of them are in Eagle Scout, and that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But I also, you know, speaking of Eagle Scout, one of my teammates in track and field in high school, he was a year older than I was, and he was my competitor. He was pretty good. He was an Eagle Scout as well. So funny, man. This thing is very, very common. You just never hear about it, you know. I don't know. I mean, you said that you enjoyed it, but I mean, did you really, really enjoy it, David? Like, would you do it all over again? Would you even put your daughter into Girl Scouts to do it?
I would. Well, to answer your first question, yeah, I probably would do it over again if I could. There's a lot of experience you get to learn. But I don't know if I'd put Leah in it because I think it's a whole different like type of setup for the Girl Scouts. But there's also a venture crew or something like that. It's like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts combined, but it's for like high schoolers.
Cool.
Yeah. Maybe put her in that, but it just depends.
Jeannie answered my question. See, Jacob was a Eagle Scout. So, booyah.
Wow.
Dude, the freaking owl in the back is like scaring me.
Oh.
You not see it
I
in
just
his
saw that.
screen?
I want to.
It's the
It's
hair.
heavy. Yeah, let me get him.
It's the Build-A-Bear, right?
Yeah.
I think
Check it out.
looking at that the other day.
This is legit. I mean, to our viewers, I hope that you guys know who this is from Harry Potter. Oh, watch this. Run. So I don't know if you heard it, but
Barely.
those Twitter, man, this stuff. Honestly, I got it, and I wanted to record my voice just so she can have that forever. You know what I mean?
So you have to pick her between your kids.
Dude, you know what I
But yeah,
realized?
I mean,
I never hit record on this thing.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it saves the whole thing though on YouTube. But now I'm kind of scared because this is the first time that I've done this. I usually hit record like right as soon as we start doing this. Dude, and I had a feeling this shit would happen one day that I would just forget to hit record and it's just like, fuck. Man.
it's okay, David. You're still alive. This video is never gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe forever.
Exactly.
Forever.
Dude, okay, so I've been wanting, right, I guess I wanted to discuss more of a fast track thing now. You know, David did all these things, but dude, what it led him to be in the friend group, bro. Dude, me and David were just bad influences on each other, dude. But what's funny though is that we kind of mentioned this last week with Chapo and and Ivan that I think almost everyone disliked me. I don't know about hated, but disliked. I mean, Ivan said that he did hate me from the beginning because of the shit that went down or whatever. But I don't know. Would you say you hated me?
Yeah, I think I would say I hated you.
What's up? What did you say?
Yeah, he said it all the time when we were punching. Fucking hate Gerardo.
But dude, I feel like that helped. Like, I mean, the only exception would really be Ivan's, I guess, because me and Ivan, I don't think we've ever hated each other, or there was ever been any like bad thing too. But with you, I mean, I didn't even know you that much, but goddamn, David, you were always fucking it up for everybody, dude.
Yep, I was.
And I think it was the fact that like I was so new to the fraternity too that I was keeping track of everyone, and the fact that you posted that one video and I'm like, oh, y'all motherfuckers gonna pay. And after that, I think that's what just kind of made it happen.
Yeah, I did not like you through the process.
But it literally made us close to you because now we're, I mean, not so much anymore, you know, David's dad, but whenever we would hang out after me turning 21 and, you know, you being of age too, we were bad influences on each other.
Yep.
If it wasn't getting kicked out of a bar, dude, one of us was taking care of the other.
I don't know if we were even taking care of each other.
Oh yeah, we probably never did.
Everyone else was.
Yeah, that was the goal too, to get drunk before David or Gerardo.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they were gonna
had to take care of us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you know. Like, I guess it's true love at that point. Because I feel like if it was somebody else, and there's only one brother that I felt this from. But if it was other people, like I feel like we would have not had the amount of friends we do in the friend group. Like if you know the people we have now didn't care about us, like we would have just been cut out.
Oh yeah.
But I guess there's more than what we see, I guess, that continues to keep us close, I guess.
But how did we like get to become friends? I don't even remember.
It was through Chapo though. I think we just started hanging out with him and when we lived together.
No.
What?
It was the fact that you all bonded over the fact that you guys were inactive.
Oh
yeah. I forgot about that, dude. Yeah, we did have our own inactive chapter. Yeah, it was that. Yeah, you're right, Evan. Damn, restoring memories.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Yeah, dude. I think that made the time at the fraternity more fun than actually being active. Because being active in a fraternity, like, it might just seem like, I guess for those that actually follow rules, like it's like you're actually doing shit. But most fraternities that don't follow rules, it's like it doesn't matter if you're active or not. They just care about the number, I guess.
Yeah.
But with ours, you know, like we cared about the quality of them and actually getting, you know, the name out there in a positive way that it was very businessy or business-like. But with us just being an active or whatever, like we just made the best out of what we could and just, you know, had fun as much as we could too.
And going back to JD's comment, it's like, where was I when I was service? I tried. Every time I was service, I became inactive.
Yeah, that is true.
Every time.
That is true. Every time you became.
And I had plans, and they went to shit. And the last time before this stuff happened, I had a service cleanup at the beach, and then all that stuff went down.
The one time David plans.
And it was set. It was set for that Saturday.
But we had to cancel it.
Yeah.
It was a good time though. And of course, I mean, you and Ivan were pledge brothers too, so I mean that bond, you know, was there by default. Y'all had no choice, guys.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So, for our viewers, for our listeners later, I won't get into too detail because I can't. But let's just say David and I almost did not become brothers because of David. This is David, right? Because of David. Well, no, because of Gerardo and David.
Because of Gerardo.
Hey, no.
Because of
no.
Gerardo.
But we ended up having a little bit of a dish out on the whole situation to settle everything after a couple of years. Not that we had any bad blood. I don't think we ever did. But it was just one of those nights. We were really fucked up, and we just said, let's just do it. Do you remember that, dude? I'm never gonna forget it. I'm never gonna forget it.
I still have that video.
Which one is
Like,
the one that I saw?
yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, that was so funny. Dude, I remember that talk. What's up? What'd you say?
I felt so bad. So bad. After he told me, he's like, I can't hear. I was like,
oh, that video.
I was talking about that video.
I was talking about the other video, bro. We were talking about the video in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Dude, no, yeah, it was definitely good time. That video, the one that I was talking about, dude, y'all were. That's probably the most dumb thing I've done.
Yeah.
And we've done dumb things,
Mm-hmm.
but that just blew the roof.
I don't know what we were thinking.
Y'all were in it.
It was fun though. It was fun. I had a good time. I don't regret it. That shit was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Never been slapped before.
David has.
Yeah.
But not on the face.
What's it called? So, Ivan, give us a little bit of an update out with you. Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I guess so. A couple of updates. Last episode, talking about creating all that furniture in Frisco, Texas, my girlfriend's parents' house, which was a blessing. You know, they were willing to give us all that furniture, especially your father. Your dad gave me his. So,
His what?
that was his house,
You cut out.
the refiner.
Oh, the refiner, okay.
The refiner. So, yeah, the furniture came in, all of that is already put in. I think the only thing we've seen is to mount the TV, which is the one that we're having in the living room, 65-inch, was given to my mom, from my mom. And back door vertical blinds, the retractable ones. So we still need to do all of that, but as far as how the house is coming along, it's beautiful. It's got that woman's touch, and I'm glad that it has that woman's touch, because honestly, my whole, if it was just me, my whole house would have been pure, like, man cave, marble shit all over the place, real solid colors, black and gray, everything, you know, no stands whatsoever, no shelves whatsoever. Yeah, it would have been real, like,
Mattress on the floor.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been me too. If Michaela didn't decorate the house, I feel like it would have just been flags or something all over the walls or whatever.
Yeah, man.
Something simple.
I feel the exact same way. Yeah. The good news is that this weekend we're actually having our first cookout, our first gathering, and I'm having the family coming over. Yeah, my dad and stepmom and the kids, my other siblings from Corpus, they're gonna be here this weekend, and I'm inviting my grandparents, and it's gonna be a good time. We're also gonna watch that UFC fight coming up. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the promos, but that heavyweight bout, oh man,
Who is it?
it looks like it's gonna be good. It's on ESPN Plus, so it's not pay-per-view, but it's these two knockout contenders going at it, and yeah, they're pretty cool. You guys should check it out definitely. But it's gonna be on ESPN Plus.
Okay.
Where are you going, sir?
I'm going to go Wash my hands.
He's gonna go walk my fish, bro.
Yeah.
Shoot, grab 2 more if you want.
Huh?
Grab 2 more if you want.
Alright.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it, so I don't know. I thought it was a pay-per-view song. Because I think the next one is not till May, right? Or no, there's an April one. But the one that I'm thinking of is Nate's, which is in May, right? Nate Diaz? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. You know what I just found out? I didn't know that there were 2 Diaz brothers.
Yeah.
There's Nick, there's Nate.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just one dude. And then I ended up seeing Nick and Nate, and I was like, something. But because if their name starts with the letter N, I didn't know there was a difference. I thought it was the same fucking guy.
His middle name.
So who's on who has beef with McGregor?
Nate.
Nate, right?
Yeah, Nate.
And who's the Nick part?
Nate is, I think Nate's still an underdog. I don't think he's that big.
He's still on the come up.
Yeah, Nate's for sure the brawler, though. He's had history. But you know, so I guess speaking of that, I don't know if you heard of Jake Paul, how he's trying to get a fight in the MMA.
UFC?
Yeah, the UFC. But he's been calling Dana out on it because of the underpayment for UFC fighters and just the overall that there's no healthcare for the fighters. Like if they become paralyzed or whatever, that's it. That's their career basically. And there's been a few fighters that have had that since Dana White's been founded the UFC or whatever. But
he's the president, so I'm guessing he's the founder, but I mean he's the president of UFC.
Yeah, the president.
But I mean, I guess it's a good topic to kind of like a side topic to talk about. I don't know, what's your stance on it? Like, do you think these guys that have been bred to fight because they want to fight, they want to get into a physical confrontation kind of sport, do you think that they deserve to have some kind of healthcare plan? I mean, I don't even know if like another contact sport like football, does the NFL have any kind of healthcare plan? They do.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess.
It's stuff that it's stuff that should have been implemented from the beginning, but it never was. I think the NFL didn't get stuff like that until years after it was created or whatever. So same thing with the UFC. Like the UFC, like you said, it was people that were wanting to, get into physical altercations or whatever. But it just wasn't structured as it should have in a sense. And that's something that I was saying that Jake Paul's been trying to change with his with his company. He founded Most Valuable Productions, which is they've been doing boxing for him. Dude, that guy can sell, dude. Not gonna lie, he might be a dick or whatever, but that guy can sell. People can hate on the guy as much as they want, but he can sell anything, dude. And that's something to admire, whether his shit might be rigged or not, he definitely knows the business. And the fact that he's calling out, big people like Dana, it's a BDE, big dick energy. You can't just call out something like that. It's definitely it definitely would be interesting to see social media mixed in with pro sports,
See, that's the thing, man. I'm really hoping that with a guy like Jake Paul, him being such a huge trender and influencer in the social media, environment, for them, for him to come into the UFC, he's been very, very distant from that aspect, not from boxing. I hope it just doesn't end up having that whole same situation as boxing. UFC is, I feel, is still the real deal. You hear the comments, you hear the rumors, you hear the theories that the boxing world is pure bought out. You know, all these fights are rigged. But you see the UFC and you see these fights, man. You see these guys throw down. You can't fake that. You know, like these guys are going in blood, and they don't, and refs don't call it a blood. You know, they only call it to the point that the guy's out. And then to just go back off of this whole healthcare plan, like, it's insane, like how you were saying that they haven't implemented it, because if you see UFC 1, these guys are bare knuckle. Like, they don't have weighted gloves. They don't have padding on their knuckles. Like, this is pure rapping, bare knuckle fight. Let's go, let's brawl. Like, that is crazy. Can you imagine if it was still like that to this day? I'd lose my shit. I'd be watching this thing every fucking weekend. Honestly, if it were my opinion. Like, that's just straight street fighting. The only difference is that you're putting these two beasts, these two monsters, these two animals in a fucking cage, and you're just saying, dude, just go at it, rip each other's fucking heads off. And they love it, you know, that these guys are willing to do it because this is what they were born for, you know, this is what they were bred for. This is what they crave.
Yeah.
But for Jake Paul to come out and start, you know, talking a lot of smack, dude, it's like, look, man, you're not even in the sport, even saying anything. You know, I would understand if you heard it from somebody that's been in it for a while, like George Pierre, you know, for one, Anderson Silva, you know, big guy, Chuck Liddell, Iceman, you know, one of these veteran guys, to be able to, you know, to say that, then it's understandable. But if you're hearing all this rumor and all this other confrontation from a person,
that's where I don't know if it would differentiate. That's where the game the game changes, because he obviously, you know, wants a organized fight. You know, like he's not necessarily like talking true shit. Like, this is like, dude, we're gonna fight professionally. Like, you're not gonna make the same amount of money unless we do it my way, in a sense. And that's where the tying in of the boxing being bought out or whatever. I feel like that's what he's trying to prove, that like, okay, if you're gonna sell out something, like, at least do it right, not just literally have people beat the shit out of each other, and if they die or whatever, they die. Like, this guy, like, is gonna rattle up, you know, big time fighters or whatever, want them to fight with them, but he knows they're not gonna fight him because they obviously have contracts that they can't, you know, break, in a sense. So it's all a business, is what I'm trying to get at. So, dude, speaking of,
that's what sucks, man. The sport is a contact sport. You know, you don't want to hear business. Like, fans like myself, like, having a father that grew up with street fighting, like, I don't want to hear a bunch of this real shit. It's more of like respect for respect. You go in there, whoever walks out, that's the one who won. You know, it's not this whole, here's this rule, here's that rule. You know what? This person had so much time to train. It's like, no, man. I mean, you go in there, you're gonna go at it.
Yeah.
And you take it as what it is on basic result, you know. But I mean, that's my opinion. I'm not a fighter. Honestly, I wish I was.
He's a lover.
Kind of threaded into that, you know, based off of a bad experience. But I mean, he never really pushed it on me, and I think that the reason why he never did is because he probably didn't want to have that same situation from his experience to, you know, land on. I mean, he wanted something better for myself, and so. But I mean, I've had my fair moments. I'll say that, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's. I mean, what do you think, David? What's your opinion on this, dude?
To be honest, yeah, I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of sports to really give an input, but I almost think that
at least fighting aspect, you know.
The what?
At least this whole fighting aspect.
I see it, what y'all were talking about getting that health care or whatever. I think it's a whole different type of sport where you're gonna get injured, and it's harder to cover them with insurance because you're voluntarily trying to get knocked out or whatever. And like for football, yeah, that's a contact sport too. But I mean, they're not trying to get concussions or whatever. They're just trying to play the sport, whatever.
Yeah.
But with boxing, they're trying to knock out the other person or whatever. But that's all. I mean, that's what I see with that. But I'm not gonna get into big details because I don't know anything.
Man, fuck the youth. I'm just kidding. Anyone that wants to fight, I'm just kidding. Catch me outside. How about that? I live on 235 Montclair. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck. No, dude, it definitely is like you said. I mean, I don't mean to sound like I know what I'm talking about. Like I obviously don't, but from an outsider perspective, like this is what y'all are coming off as. You know, like I'm talking about like Jake Paul and like the bigger fighters or whatever. Because as much as they're trying to like not make it seem like a business, it's like, dude, it is. You know, it's there whether you say it or not. So at the end of the day, what isn't a business nowadays? But that's another ordeal. But what I was gonna bring up is I didn't bring this up last week, but dude, let's talk about the rankings that this podcast has had, bro. I am so surprised. I'm sure I've been surprised, and I'm pretty sure David doesn't even know about them. But dude, last week we got ranked 215 out of, I don't know how many they do them out of, but just the fact that like it was ranked in a category, I was like, what the fuck, like. And this, I told, when did I text you? Yesterday, right? I think I texted him yesterday. I was
yesterday.
I got an email from this pod status, which is, it just kind of keeps track of like your podcast or whatever. And we're sitting at 157, is that what it was? 151. 57, yeah, 157. Out of 200 top category, top hobbies podcast. So like the category is hobbies, but we're sitting at the 157. So I was like, damn, like it's.
You see how
Just
many
the
people
fact that we're
watch
ranked,
you
man.
can't see or
I can see it. I need to pay for that stuff, but I can see it though. Like usually, whenever they'll send me the emails, like that's how I can see it. I can keep track of. Right now, I'm able to keep track of Spotify and. I don't really know who watches or listens to it on Apple Podcasts, just because it's like a whole separate subscription. But yeah, dude, there's like subscriptions for everything that go into running a podcast. Like it's not just you like uploading your episode. Like it needs to go through like one channel to another. Like even though it's on YouTube, like it's not just going through YouTube. Excuse me, it's going through RSS, which is I guess the main distributor. So once I upload it to RSS, which is the audio only, they distribute it to the other three, which is Google, Apple, and Spotify. But dude, it's pretty incredible, dude. Like
how many people view this?
So far, I mean, almost every episode has gotten at least 50 views. Which I mean, we're already on the 6th episode.
How many subscribers?
We're sitting at 23. Hell
What are the other 20 some at?
Oh, man.
And of course, I mean, it's usually like just friends and family, but I mean, it's still something, you know? Like it's not, they don't go unnoticed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and,
Dude,
you know, literally a
just the
month.
fact that people are watching us, man.
Yeah.
Just the fact that people are watching us is awesome.
Yeah.
People are watching, people are listening, people are willing to just take their time and just listen throughout the week. They don't have to actually sit, down for the whole hour
Yeah.
and get on here and talk about random stuff. I don't know. I don't know about you, G, but I didn't expect this to continue, dude. After like the 3rd episode.
How many people were watching here?
Just-
We just have one viewer right now, but it's just the thing that well, we had I think a max of 5 so far, but it's just a matter of like how much you put into them that truly shows if it's gonna go far or not.
No.
And like like I've been telling everyone before, I'm really just uploading these for my own records. Like I want to be able to look back and be like, oh look, we attempted a podcast, a year ago or like 10 years ago or something like that when we're older, and just look back at the episodes like, oh my god, like we actually did try, to be podcasters or whatever. And the last thing I want is for it to come off as like we were trying to be something that we're not. And I don't think we have. I think we've all just been, definitely last week, dude, fucking Chapo, bro. That motherfucker was, whenever I ended the episode, he's like, that was it? You've talked to everyone else longer than you did with me. I'm like, dude, it was late as fuck, dude. Like, I also didn't want to, like push it later, because it was already late in the actual time to where we weren't going to make much conversation. Because you definitely want to start these things like early, so if it does push, the hour and a half mark, you're not just blabbing or forcing conversation in a sense. You're actually, it's because one topic that you talked about, pushed more than the 15-minute limit or whatever. Because I feel like most topics, tend to be about 15-30 minutes. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. I mean, it's been rank. It's pretty cool to see that. I'm like, wow, like okay. And I definitely owe it to all the guests that I've had. I appreciate their support, and I mean, of course, I'm sure the video quality of it is probably bad so far, just because I'm still getting used to it. I'm still learning it as I'm going with it, of course. But I at least know how to do the basic of it to where I can upload the audio. I think that's a step.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we're still having lag and here and there, but I mean, sooner or later, who knows? Maybe we'll get a sponsorship or something, and they'll pay for that, or for what's called a live editor too that can help. So, maybe even different software too. Right now, I mean, I'm just using it as free as I can. So. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Dude, props to you, brother. I mean, it's still running for you. And I mean, I know that we had some complications last week, but I still listen to the video. I mean, I still listen to the audio. And I think, doing our live feeds, they're great so that we can look back and look at them. But, the main thing that our viewers are looking forward to is the after audio. Listening to it during the day while they're busy doing other things. But the fact that people are just still putting out that support is amazing. I didn't think we were going to get that much support in this, but the fact that we have a lot of friends and family that are willing to support us in this situation is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, how are you feeling it right now, David?
I'm feeling a lot better than I was when it first started. I can tell you that. No, but yeah.
Because it's the second one.
No, yeah.
Okay, in all honesty, were you like, here goes Gerardo with another stupid idea or something? Like, honestly, were you like that, or did you actually did you take me serious about it? I guess because
I was like, yeah, this is another thing that you're gonna get into. I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna last or
next week
or what, but I mean, everybody starts off with something small, and it might take 2-3 years to take off or whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to start somewhere.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. I honestly, that's like a big thing that I fear with everyone. But like I said, I mean, I'm giving credit where credit is due. I mean, I definitely, like I said, I appreciate everyone's support, because I know there's been a lot of support from everyone. But the fact that I was able to kind of start this with Ivan, it made it a bit special in the sense, because I feel like now I kind of have something with almost everyone. We have our own thing with everyone. And it truly took one stream. It wasn't even the podcast idea for Ivan to be like, dude, this is funny as fuck, like you should upload it. Because I sent him what was it? I think it was the stream with me, Izzy, and JE, right? Or was Was it that? Yeah, it was that. And he was like, he's like, dude, this is funny, like, upload it. And I was like, okay, I'll upload it. But dude, whenever I get home from work, like, the last thing I wanted to do is like sit on a computer even more after being at work. So I felt like streaming itself for video games, it was a little harder for me to actually push it than the podcast, because the podcast, I mean, we're just talking, like, and we're catching up on stuff that like happened in our week, and you probably didn't hear about, you know, as opposed to me having to like play video games and like actually concentrate on the game or whatever and talk. So, dude, speaking of updates, so I sent you the picture. I barely told David, and he actually barely found out too, that my windshield has been cracked for the second time in a matter of 3 fucking months, bro. Oh my god, bro. I was in shock when it happened. I'm pretty sure. I haven't told JD, so I don't know if he's still on or not. But for those that don't know why, my windshield got cracked again, dude, and that was like a big fear that I had with the Jeep, because, well, actually, it wasn't a fear, and I guess that's why me being confident that it wasn't gonna crack made it crack the first time, because it was so unexpected. And then, like I said, this Tuesday, I was heading home from work, and I just see something in my peripheral. It just hit it, and it quickly spread. I was like, bro, not right now. Like, and I have to do my inspection too, because it's due this month. I'm like, fuck, it's not gonna pass if I don't get it replaced. But
that shouldn't.
But I think
it is, because it's
like that shouldn't be that bad.
no, dude. That's because you probably didn't see it that well in the picture, but it's bad. I can scratch it from both the outside and the inside, dude. And I can feel a draft on the actual bullseye, so it's pretty bad.
Oh.
It already spread to mid windshield too, so it's definitely spreading because of the heat. Yeah. And the first one got hit in the center of the windshield, and it spread both ways, right? So I was able to I guess I could have kept that one, but this one I can't keep it, because one, like I said, it actually like broke through basically, and yeah, it was just so annoying, dude. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna stress over it, because one of my buddies actually was like, stressing about it won't help. So I kind of moved on from it, but it is what it is.
Just so long as it passes the inspection, man. I mean, that's all you gotta worry about.
Yeah.
Which I think it should. I mean, you're able to. I think the inspection, it's only as if you're able to see through the windshield. If you can't see anything on the road, it's not gonna pass it.
No, I think there's a.
What it affects. If it affects. So, I talked to Ed about it earlier. He said that if it affects, if you ever hit light, because like whenever it spreads or whatever, and light hits it and it just deflects onto your eye, like, obviously it's gonna blind you. So that's the kind of cracks that they're like, okay, no. But the fact that this one, like I said, spread from the top left corner all the way down to the middle of the windshield. There's two pieces, or I guess there's two lines that are pretty deep. Like, those are the ones that, like I said, I can scratch through the inside of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And from the outside, you can literally see the bullseye where whatever hit it is there. But I don't know, dude. I mean, I guess that's something that I've always struggled with, like learning not to overstress or understress, or just maintaining a balance with it. So, overcoming things, I guess.
Yeah.
So, even though we kind of started this conversation, or this episode, I guess, with a fear of David's, because you were like, I'm ready to be a dad, and then all of a sudden you're not, dude. I think I'm hitting one of those points in my life right now where I am facing a fear that I didn't have for sure, but then I kind of had it. So I'm actually getting the opportunity to fly for the first time this weekend, and I've never flown before, and it's obviously a new experience for me, right? And I think I'm having that FOF, the fear of flying. But what's funny though is that I knew about this trip, what was it, like 6, maybe 9 months ago. Actually, I think that was 6 months ago. And I told myself,
Almost a year.
yeah, by the time, excuse me, I told myself, by the time that comes around, I should be fine, whatever, right? No, dude. So I noticed that my anxiety, like, hits different now after breaking my arm, which I broke my arm, what, like over a year ago, back in December 2022? No. Sorry, December of 2020. Was it? It was, yeah, December of 2020, right? That's when I broke it. And I noticed that my anxiety just like triggers me through, the most unknown shit. And it just hasn't gotten good. And like I said, whenever I heard about the flight, I was like, I did get a little bit excited. I was like, oh, because I've always wanted to fly. Like as a kid, that was my biggest thing, but I just never got the opportunity. And like I said, whenever we found out about this trip, I was like, okay, whatever. Like I'm not gonna think about it. It's still a long way from now. And yeah, I was like, okay, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. And then February came around and the whole shit that's happening in the world happened. I was like, oh, it's not gonna happen because we're probably not gonna be able to fly by the time the trip comes around. And dude, it's already 3 days away because it's Thursday already, so it's 3 days away. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, I guess I am gonna have to come this year. But thankfully, I do have some noise canceling headphones, so I feel like that'll help. But I definitely do want to get it over with, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I feel like talking about some things kind of help, get rid of them, I guess.
Some gum.
Yeah. Have you flown before? Where have you flown and when? I guess
I've flown to Florida, California.
Like recently or?
No, not recently. I haven't flown. Maybe like 3-4 years or more. But yeah, I like flying. But I think the only scary part for me is the landing. I think that's the only scary part. But I like the view that you get from the flight. Oh no, I've gone to Las Vegas. Yeah, I've gone to Las Vegas. But yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. No, I've been preparing myself. Dude, so I talked to my mom about it, right? And then I of course I was stressing about the windshield and all that, and she was just like she literally told me just get over it, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get over it. Hopefully they come into town because they said that they I haven't seen them in a while. I think it's been like a month, a little over a month that I have seen, and I hope that they're able to come and drop me off at the airport. I think that kind of would help me because I feel like that might be in the back of my head because I don't really think it's fear of flying like that I have. It's just the anxiety of it, I guess. Like once I experience it, I'm like, okay, I'm okay. But I don't think I think the pilot doesn't know what he's doing. I don't think a plane isn't like structured as it, or not structured as it should be. Like I think everything is like good to go or whatever. It's just more of a new feeling, new experience feeling. And that's why I was saying, like, I think when when the day comes, like I'll be a little bit more nervous than I am now. But one time,
Dude, you're like right off the bat already.
You're what?
You're like freaking out, dude.
No, I'm not, bro.
It's not bad. And honestly, I have a feeling, G, that as soon as you get on that plane and as soon as you feel that takeoff, it's the takeoff that's, I'm not even going to say that it's scary. It's just the takeoff that you feel. Once you're in the air, already floating through there, dude, you don't feel anything. And then the landing is just making sure, like, all right, make sure that we land nice and smooth. But I have a feeling that as soon as you take your first flight, you're gonna get addicted, and you're gonna be like, all right, I want to go everywhere now.
Dude, that's the thing that if I don't get over this fear, this during this trip, then I'm a real bitch, bro, because it's 4 flights. So we're traveling from here to Dallas, and then Dallas to over there to New Mexico. So it's it's 2 trips right there, two takeoffs and 2 lands, and then on the way back it's still gonna be the same thing. So, but
You're gonna have to drive home. If you don't like flying.
oh, dude. So I was telling my coworker, I was like, dude, why the fuck are we flying? Like, why couldn't we just drive up there? I was like, let me check how far this trip is. Dude, it's literally a 12-hour drive. I was like, bro, we could have knocked that shit out. Killed the 4-pack of Red Bulls and we would have been fine.
Seriously?
So,
It's not that bad. I'll be right back. I gotta go and I'll
but yeah, I think that's something that's been on my mind that I've just been nervous about it, really. But I feel like I feel like I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I just need to get it over.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you or when my first flight was, or how I was feeling, or anything. I don't remember. But yeah, I know I enjoyed it. But
Why would you say? So I've heard mixed feelings about takeoffs and landings. Why did you say yours was landing?
I don't know. I think it's, for me, it's because you're in motion and you're hitting something solid. The runway, you kind of almost get not completely thrown forward, but you get like a jump, like a push, and I think that's what gets me, because you're not expecting, you just like all of a sudden get pushed forward and like what the fuck. But I think that's the only scary part, or I don't know what's gonna happen.
Did you experience that? Would you say you remember experiencing that in every flight that you took, or not? Because you said you took about 4, right?
Yeah, probably, or maybe not every single one, but maybe a couple of them. But I mean, other than that, it's not that bad. I'll get you. I have the Oculus. You can go on.
You have the Oculus?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it is.
The new one?
No.
Or the,
I don't know.
Is it the black one or the
It's the
white
white
one?
one.
Oh, that's the new one.
But it got like 2 years ago. Or a year ago. Oh no, it was when we were in Austin, so about a year ago.
Okay, so yeah, so I think it should be the new.
You can do the flight testing, whatever, on there.
Them are.
Have you seen that little, the dad with the little girl in the basket and they're going on a roller coaster?
Yes.
We had to do that for a plane.
I'll be like, no, like I said, I just know that I just need to get it over with. Like, especially like I said, because it's 4 flights. So like, by that time, like, I should be okay.
Oh yeah.
You know. But I think it's just like I said, it's just because it's a new feeling that I'm getting anxious about. Once I kind of have no choice to get out of them, I'm like, okay, whatever, get it over with, you know. So that's what I'm trying to get in the mindset of, just like, okay, as soon as the day comes, just put my headphones on, try to keep as calm as possible, and just as soon as I get to the plane, get my seat.
Just some NyQuil.
I honestly might, because Izzy was telling me to take Dramamine, especially because he knows that my blood pressure drops. So with elevation, so if I do, he said to take it before I take the flight, or an hour before I take the flight. So I was like, okay, but
I would recommend it. I think my mom, she takes, I don't know what, but she gets dizzy very easily. So she takes medicine before she goes on flights. Or even, we'd go to Bandera, Texas, and just the hills make her dizzy. So she'll take medicine before we leave and do all that.
yeah. No, yeah, like I said, I definitely do want to get it over with. Dude, the last thing I want is to fucking wake up sick the day of because of getting sick of worrying about it. But I think I should be fine. The more it gets closer, the more I'm like, okay, maybe it is meant for me to do. You know, 'cause the moment moment I find a way to get out of something, that's when I'm like, that was, maybe it wasn't meant for me to happen or whatever. But yeah, maybe in the next episode I'll be talking about my experience with flying.
How long you out? Or
Well, I leave Sunday, and we will be back Wednesday night, but I mean technically Thursday. We'll see how that goes.
It's better than we took a charter bus when I was in band back in high school to California. That was the worst thing ever. Like, well, we would obviously stop at night or during the day just to do an adventure or a park, whatever. And the rest of the day was driving. Yeah, it sucked. I was like, told myself I would never go on a charter bus again after that. Then we go to Las Vegas and we go in a charter bus. We go to the what's that river called? The
Lake Tahoe?
No, in Las Vegas. The Frio, not the Frio. The fuck, big ass Grand Canyon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that in Vegas?
Or it's not in Vegas, but it's out the outskirts.
Yeah. See, I grew up with charters my whole life. I know the charter life. Like I'm okay with long trips, I guess. But yeah, no, this is definitely like I said, something that just needs to happen for me to just be like, whatever.
You're gonna be fine.
Oh,
You're stressing over as much.
You're
Like
stressing.
everybody says on those.
You're stressing over it.
What?
What?
I'm stressing over shit, man. But I have broken that seal, and I'm feeling quite happy right now.
Damn, asking for money.
Dude, honestly, if you ask me for money, I might send you some later now.
Yeah, I need $40.
$40 for what? This is gonna cost.
Hey, you're not that happy yet. Keep drinking. You're asking too many questions, Rob.
Drinking. I don't know what you're talking about.
Buy this chopper with this money when you're drunk. And he $40 here you go.
Dude, yes, he is. He's very.
He's like, you need a drink. Here, on me.
Notorious.
I love going after we go to the club. I would love going out to eat with him to Waterbury because he would order the honey butter chicken biscuit and he would never eat it. So that's what I would eat.
So you would eat yours and his?
Nah, I didn't get one. I didn't buy one. So he just bought his and knock out, so I would eat his.
Dude, we went to McDonald's this past weekend after it was Friday before the concert. Was it Saturday? No, it was Friday. Dude, there was a man passed out in his car in the parking lot. Like, and dude, it just reminded me of like some shit Chapo would do. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna sleep here. Dude.
Didn't he sleep in the back of his bed one time?
Well, Jacob did.
No, Chapo did for a little bit, and then we took him up to, or I don't know if he stayed out there the whole night, or we took him up to the room. But it was one of the two.
I know that's how Jacob got in trouble.
I ain't seen him wake up into that car.
Dude, almost every episode, bro, that's been mentioned.
Yeah,
it's just I need to get Antonio on this soon, dude. Like, I hope not. Maybe I don't think next week. I think next week I'm gonna reserve it. Well, I reserved it for Jordan, but hopefully soon I'll have Antonio on here.
He's come down.
Yeah.
So long.
Oh yeah.
You better go to the park. Are you going?
The
one? We'll talk about this after.
Your apartment?
Please.
Yeah. That's not till July. Yeah. Wait, but are y'all doing it here?
I told you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
We'll talk about it later.
But yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, cool. I love your mustache.
Man, so speaking of that, so I was going to Sicko, the plant here in Corp over there, by all of them, and I shaved recently, but they said you can't have your beard.
Yeah.
So I went home, shaved it, and I was like, should I keep the mustache? It's like, nah, just fucking shaved it. I think I look like a pedophile or something with just a mustache.
Yeah, you look like Ivan. No, dude, that's the thing with plants. Like they're very like stingy, or not stingy, but like anal about their facial hair. Because I remember when Philip worked at the plant too, he had to keep the same like facial hairstyle, because if not, it's like somebody impersonating them or whatever.
Well, not necessarily that. It's a lot of for safety reasons.
Oh,
like respirators.
Yeah.
They don't fit tightly over your mouth or whatever. But yeah, a lot of plants are very strict. Like Cinco, for example, is very strict on their shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to go through security checks, like drug tests.
The day of?
No, before.
Well, like every time you visited, or what?
No, just to get a badge, like as a contractor, just to get in. Yeah. You have to go through background checks, safety council, all this stuff, and it can take up to a week just to get you in.
Shit.
Yeah.
They don't want people. What's it called? They don't want people. They don't just want anyone in there, I guess.
Yeah.
They want.
Well, I think it's more because of the gas that they produce or the fuel they produce.
Yeah.
They don't want anybody, I guess, stealing their ideas or
That too.
or I guess like trying to blow up the plant or whatever. But yeah, they have. I don't know if we say this or what, but
No, probably.
they have safety stuff. Like if you see a package, like report it. Like that's how strict they are. If there's a package left alone, report it.
Yeah. There's usually a pretty good place to work at then, because there's one time, bro, at work, a random bag got left in the bathroom bowl, and I was like, fuck that, I'm not going in here, dude.
That was we were at an airport once, and there was just a bag in the middle of the, I guess, or no, look, it was in a mall.
Mhm.
There was just a bag in the middle of a walkway or whatever. My dad told the security guards, "Hey, there's just a bag just sitting there." So we left. I don't know what happened. Or whatever. 3 days later, there was an explosion.
Have you ever experienced that?
No, man. No, I never experienced anything like that, man. I don't think I've ever experienced any kind of traumatic experience. Something that's like real life-threatening, right? I think I'm experiencing that right now, but anything like out of the ordinary, like all of a sudden, kind of in the moment situation, no, I don't think so. No, man, that's stuff's real intense, and it gets to people, man. Certain people, it doesn't. They don't come out the same, you know. It's kind of crazy, but excuse me, I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that.
But yeah, well, the worst one for me, I'm not gonna say too much information, but when I almost saw a guy almost fall to his death, well, basically did at work.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're about 40 feet up in the air, and he basically fell unconscious, and he said he was able to move his fingers, and I don't know what happened to him after that, but he wasn't one of the guys I was with, but there's another contractor. The scariest part, or the thing that got to me the most, it was almost me. I had stepped exactly where he stepped, but what made him fall was he was heavier than me. Yeah, but the thing was, it was his dad. His dad saw him, so I think that's what, I guess, really messed with me.
Oh.
His dad even told me, "Hey, don't step there."
And there goes David.
Yeah.
There goes David and steps on it. No, dude.
Shit.
I mean, I don't even know if mine would be life threatening, but dude, the time I got held hostage. Held hostage in a foreign country that we will not name. I don't know if they're looking for me. But no, dude, the time I got arrested, bro, that was the first time I had ever had any type of weaponry pointed at me, and I was like, I have money. I will pay you. Just let me leave. But other than that, I mean, really, the border maybe might be the other traumatic experiences, because there was time, dude. There was one time I think my grandma sent my mom some type of seed, lentils. Yeah, it was lentils, I think. And I just so happened to be, because it was me and my dad, and I just so happened to be the one that was rolling the suitcase that had the box with it. Dude, the dog just starts barking at me, bro. I think I might have been like 7 or 8, dude. I'm like, I have a fucking, what is it, a Rottweiler, I think that's what they're called? German Shepherd? I don't know. It was a Rottweiler or a German Shepherd, dude. And I just started barking at me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what did I do? Like, I don't have anything. And then they like, they asked me who I was with and all that. My dad came over, and then they checked the bag, and it was the lentils. And I was like, I mean, I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, I'm just the messenger, man. I'm just the messenger. But yeah, other than that, I don't think it's been, all besides breaking my arm. That might have been the most extreme. Definitely was a life changer. I became
Yeah.
what is it called?
Heard about life changers, man.
Okay, I know. Nah, dude. That's a different story. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. One of these days.
Yeah. But no, yeah. Well, it's about that time. You want to close it out? Give some closing remarks? You want to keep going?
Yeah.
Closing remarks, okay?
Closing.
David, I'll let you go since you were the guest, and then we'll go to Ivan and this. Anything else to say? Shout out to Leah. If you watch this in the future.
Yeah. Shout out to Michaela and Leah, because Michaela told me to shout her out.
This is the second time.
Yep. No, I don't really have anything else.
Would you want to be on again?
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
For sure.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Better do it.
What'd you like about it though? Like, what was? Because I know you said you weren't acting nervous, but you said you were nervous. So.
Yeah, well, I'm like, I guess stage fright at first.
Yeah.
Until I understand the environment or whatever. I think it'll help me out. There's no audience, so I can't really see anybody, or like I can care less.
Michaela said she did not. She didn't tell me to.
Okay.
But no, you did good, dude. I mean, I feel like everyone's been doing good, dude. Like, it's just a matter of like getting to it. That it's like,
Yeah.
I probably should take on that advice too. Just get to it, get it over with. But no, yeah, dude, definitely appreciate you coming on. Like I said, hopefully once I figure out, how the inline or the live editing works and everything, because like I said, I mean, I'm learning as I'm going with this too. So, but I definitely do enjoy having everyone. It's been nice. But I'll give it to Ivan. Give some closing remarks.
Yeah, well, first off, David, brother, we appreciate you coming on and taking the time out to come and have just simple conversations. Just keep in mind, dude, there's no stage fright kind of situation. It's just get in here and just start talking. And it's anything you want to talk about. Honestly, I think out of this whole hour and a half throughout the week, I think this is what kind of keeps everybody sane, just to be able to get on and not expect anybody to judge you, because I mean, if people judge, people are always going to have kind of opinions. Opinions are like assholes, everybody's got them. So, but no, man, I mean, all in all, I appreciate you coming on with us and having just simple conversations and talking to us about your whole fatherhood, perspective. And honestly, man, it's a blessing, and I hope that one day, I can have that same perspective as well. So, yeah, G, you want to close it off?
Yeah, for sure. I guess, like I said already, appreciate you coming on board. Shout out to Leah and Michaela. Thank you for the support that y'all have provided us. I feel like, I don't know, like, it always helps to have that extra support, you know, like,
Yeah.
it's not just the guys that are coming over, like, it's the guys and their families too, so we appreciate y'all, and, you know, Leah, I hope I make you proud. I'm not even the dad, right? No, but Leah, hope I make your, I hope you see this in the future, you know, once you're old enough, I guess, and, you know, you're able to look back and just kind of see, like, oh, that, you know, that was my dad, and those were my uncles, you know, and who knows, this keeps going on forever, maybe she takes on the next generation, but, no, yeah, Ivan, appreciate you, again, struggling with this with me, and, you know, we'll get there eventually, like I said, right now, it is what it is. We're just having fun with it. It's not super serious, and I want everyone to understand that you know it's literally just us recording our conversations, really. So I think that you know so far everyone that's been on the show has been doing a really good job, and I can't thank y'all enough for the support. So, but yeah, shout out to Ivan and Liz. And shout out to Caleb, David, and Leah, and anyone that watched. Really, hopefully, the editor has this episode up tomorrow. But we'll see what next week brings. And with that note, we'll close it out. Roll the outro. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Good. Alrighty.
Good,
This
buddy.
was Nighttime with G,
For next.
episode 6.